Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
You have just submitted a very significant list to the National Assembly that Nigerians, and in fact, many people in the world have been waiting for, the Ministerial list. Can we have an idea of these people on the list?
Well, first of all, I mean, I'm sure you all know that the government is inchoate until, or is not fully formed until a cabinet is in place. And that's the beginning of that process, or that process started a while ago. It culminated in the delivery of ministerial nominees today. The president took his time, spent a lot of time going through, did a lot of due diligence, going through the nominees one by one. He had, as you know, where he had 60 days from the time of inauguration, as stipulated by in the Constitution. He has fulfilled that requirement of the Constitution by submitting 28 names today. As his letter stated, and was read on the floor of the Senate, the remainder names, not sure how many, probably about 12, maybe 13, will be forwarded to the Senate in the coming days. As far as the list or the nominees themselves are concerned, and like I said, Mr. President took his time to sift through those names. He dissected those names with a fine-tooth comb. And that's what you've seen. Each and every one, I believe, of the persons on that list are worth being on that list. But I really hope that we haven't missed anything that would have necessitated any name not being on that list. But we wait and see. It's a good mix of both people with political acumen and technocrats, as they say. So it's a good balance, and it's needed and these are people who have keyed in to the vision and the mission of Mr. President. And it's, like I said, it's a good balance needed to move the country forward, as Mr. President is eager to do and has already started doing.
Okay, thank you. So now, with these names coming out now, and probably the approval of the National Assembly when it comes, how soon do we expect these people to hit the ground running with Mr. President, who has already started?
Well, like I said, it's a process, and we're at the middle of the process now. And as far as Mr. President is concerned, he has his cabinet. I'm sure there will be those who will be working behind the scenes, giving him advice, even now, before confirmation, in anticipation of confirmation, because there's no time to waste. Not a day. Every day is important to this government. So, I mean, they may not start fully or officially until they are confirmed, but I'm sure they will still continue to contribute, advice here and there to Mr. President. Even I, before I fully assumed officially my office as the Chief of Staff, I was doing some skeletal work and advice to Mr. President as his presumptive Chief of Staff. For all intents and purposes, work should start in earnest for them in the next week or two, because I don't see the Senate wasting too much time in the confirmation, not because they're not going to do a thorough job. They will do a thorough job, but they will balance it with the need with the knowledge that time, definitely in these times that we're in, time is of the essence.
So some people had looked for in anticipation that probably the list will come with attached portfolios to enable the National Assembly do a thorough job of finding out these are indeed round pegs meant for those holes? Or it seems to you the listing come with that?
Yes, I mean, for me, that would have been one way to go about it. It would have been a welcome development. And as good as that sounds, it almost straight jackets the president to pigeonhole one person in an office and the other. What happens then if you change your mind? If you change your mind, you then bring the person back for screening again, because the president is at liberty to change your mind. For instance, if I decide I want somebody as Minister of Labor, and then after sending the name later on, I decide that, you know what, I didn't know this about this person. This person would actually be better in another with another portfolio, and meanwhile, Senator screen that person for that particular initial portfolio. What happens then? Do you now rescreen the person? So it has a lot of these things have their merits and demerits, advantages and disadvantages. I like the idea of attaching portfolios. I actually do, because it makes for necessary for the Senate to know exactly what you're asking and what you're looking for. But for now, it's been thought wise that we stick to the tradition of sending the names and then allowing, whilst the screening process is going on, allowing the Mr. President and his team to look at the portfolios and the characters and see how they fit. First step that he has done is that these are people that can work whatever, wherever you put them, except the specialized fields like Attorney General and what have you. But in the main, in most of the portfolios, he believes most of them can fit in anywhere. And what's important is also that Mr. President intends to streamline ministries, carve ministries out of or separate portfolios, or restructure the ministries in such a way. You might be hearing of new ministries that were not standalone ministries before. So the process continues.